Hello YouTube. I just wanted to come and make a very short video today. It's almost evening time and I'm trying to get things done before Blog Talk Radio. But I tried this video 2 or 3 times earlier today and some very crazy things were happening. I literally stuck myself in the eye with a paper towel. My eye teared up the whole time. And I was determined to get the video done. I kept pushing through, but then when I listened to the video, when I watched the video afterwards, it sounded like a monster's voice on the video. It was slowing down and it was a deep voice and it was just sounding real crazy. And everything I tried to do just turned to mush today, okay? So I just wanted to try to come back and get this done so that God would see my obedience, okay? I love you guys dearly. And so let's jump right in, okay? So I wanted to talk about Matthew 20. And I don't know quite what I'm going to call this video, but I'm having an idea. It's going to be something like we all have our place in the kingdom's work, okay? And I think that's going to make a lot of sense once we kind of get into it. I don't want to read too many scriptures. I just kind of want to talk to you guys and encourage you the way I felt encouraged once I found a little understanding. So in Matthew chapter 20, we'll find the parable of the vineyard laborers. And this is when Jesus was telling the parable of a guy who owned a vineyard and he hired some people to come in and work, some in the morning, some in the afternoon, and some in the later evening, okay? And those who came in earlier, basically, I don't want to say they were haters, but in some sense they were haters, right? Because they were mad at those who came in the evening and still got paid what those earlier in the day got paid, right? But what I want to share with you guys is everybody has a different job in this work. We all have our place, we all have our purpose and our gifts. And I think if we work together and we don't fight against each other, God will get the glory in as a whole in all of our work, in us uplifting others and sharing our gifts and teaching each other and even correcting each other, okay? Because I don't mind a little constructive criticism. I'm always willing to learn, and I just thank God for brothers and sisters who who love you enough to tell you when you're wrong, okay? So if you give me a second, I'm going to pull up the scriptures. And what I wanted to read in Matthew was Matthew chapter 20 was verses 10 to 12, okay? So here we go. But when the chapter. But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal to us, unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day. Now, what we see here is those who came in earlier. They feel like they worked longer, so they were worthy of more. But what they don't realize is they're getting paid what they agreed to. Now, before they knew other people were coming in at the end of the day, they agreed to work for this penny a day, right? And Jesus says somewhere else in Matthew, a man is worth his meat. I don't know if it was Jesus or Paul said it later in the New Testament. Like I told you guys, I tend to mix up my scriptures. I do a lot of jumping around when I read. But we all know even today, if you're willing to work, you deserve to be paid what is agreed upon, right? And so it just seems so unfair that these people earlier in the day had a problem with those people who came in later. Well, I'm going to also read verse 16 in this same chapter, because Jesus tells us that, a whole lot of people are called to do the work, but only a few will be chosen. And I really believe after doing this reading that it's a condition of the heart. And I think Brother JT says something like that in one of his more recent videos, right? Talking about Cain's sacrifice to God, how if his heart had been right, God would have received his sacrifices. But he sacrificed nonetheless, but he didn't do it with the right heart condition. And that's why it was unpleasing to God. Okay, so here's verse 16. So the last will be first, and the first will be last. For many are called, but few are chosen. Right? So in this work, and I'm just sharing my opinion, in this work, many people, anybody can get on YouTube and make a video. Most people have a Facebook page and other types of social media platforms that they can use to get out the message of the kingdom, right? But everybody's heart ain't right. I know this to be fact because I've been going through some stuff just by leaving comments on people's pages. People will really attack you or seek to argue and have conflict with you, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind. But as I said in my first video, it's how we behave. It's not what they do. I have to make sure that God gets the glory in how I act, so that I am not the one accidentally discouraging that person who's not leaving comments, but looking for understanding and guidance, right? So that's just what I wanted to share with you guys. It just seems like these guys should have really just been happy that they were able to get out and earn a day's pay, as opposed to being mad at the next man who is just doing what he agreed to do, right? Keeping his word and doing the work. As well, later on in the same chapter, we see, and I'll just paraphrase it really quick so we don't waste a lot of time. We see that the mother of the sons of Zebedee brought her sons to Jesus and, in essence, wanted them to be his disciples. And Jesus asked them, what I'm going to read is, I'm really only going to read one verse, 24, but I'll explain. So Jesus asked them basically, do you guys know what you're saying? Do you really know what it takes to follow me? Do you know that you're going to drink from this cup that I drink from and be baptized with this same baptism that I'm baptized with? Trying to warn them, like, this is not easy work, and the end is not going to be well, but the reward is great. That's how I saw it, right? So, and here's another set of haters, and it's sad because these first 10 disciples, just like those first 10 laborers in the vineyard, they were there the whole time. They knew the heart of Jesus. They knew he had work to do. He had a calling on his life, but yet they were still hating on these last two sons of Zebedee. So let me read verse 24. It says, and when the 10 heard it, they were moved with indignation against the two brethren. Now, I had to really look up the word indignation because I know it meant some sort of strife or something, but they felt like they were treated unfairly. Doesn't that sound like the guys who were laboring in the vineyard? It did to me, and it wasn't that they were being treated unfairly. They were being rewarded with the work that they had done. And these two young men, they deserved to follow Christ. They were seeking truth and they were willing to accept the things that go along with this. So why should they not have been able to work with him? Why should they have not been followers, right? Why are those disciples who were called to follow our master, what were they so mad about? Why did they feel threatened, right? Sometimes, and I can think of something that I believe Pastor Cochran said over about in Genesis with Eve and the serpent. Sometimes you're just in the wrong company, listening to the wrong people for a little too long, having your mind changed about things that are right and things that are wrong. Now, I know I tend to jump around a little bit, but in my mind, it really sounds fluid. And I hope you guys can forgive me. But the point I want to make is this. There is room for everybody in service to the Most High. We all have a place in the work of the kingdom. We all will give glory to God if we just stop fighting against each other about everything. I mean, you guys don't even know what I've been going through on YouTube in the last couple of days, and I've only done one video. But even like I said, just leaving comments or viewing other pages, people can be really nasty. And I just thank the Most High for changing my heart, because a few years ago, I may not have had the maturity to handle things as I do now, okay? So I really just wanted to say that, we need to just allow each other to do our part. And together we will be something great. Just like I don't remember where else it was in the word, but how they were saying we're all members of one body, you know? All these members have to work together for the body to function as it's supposed to, right? And so I want to remind you all that, like I did in the last video, that it's not about us. It is about bringing glory to the Most High God, right? Drawing people in with the truth of His Word and with our behavior and how we behave and perform out in this world. Now, sometimes you gotta get in on people, and there's nothing wrong with that. Christ did it too, but we need to remember to take the personal side of it out. Don't find ourselves getting offended when we know the enemy is coming for us, right? Don't find our feelings always getting hurt when we know the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I mean, if only he could break us down, he could just run over these platforms, right? And you can turn it on, babe. And God would never get the glory. It would be people giving up left and right. But Christ also told us in Matthew 24 that those who endure to the end shall be saved. And also another thing was that when he gets here, he wants to find the fire already kindled. He wants us working, giving those people meat in due season. So we got work to do until our Savior gets here. And if we get discouraged or we get sidetracked by foolishness and just drama, we'll never get the work done, okay? So I love you guys dearly. I don't want to ramble on too long. I hope that these few scriptures helped, and I'm still trying to figure out how to get things done in a more orderly way. But I'm always open to suggestions. I love my brothers and sisters on YouTube, and I just want to shout out my brother JT because he told me, well, he didn't just tell me, he told us all that he knows the devil hates him. And I mean, if I never knew it before today, I know he hates me too, because it has been a rough day trying to get this video done. But the whole sum of Matthew 20 is there's room for all of us in the kingdom. There's room for all of us to have our part in building the kingdom and doing the work. We just have to stay focused, okay? And make room for each other, and don't elbow each other out the way and fight for a different position. Let's just be happy with the gifts that we've been given and the position we've been given, and do the best we can to bring glory to the Most High with what we've been given, okay? So I love you guys. This is Focused on Truth, and I hope you guys have a great evening. I don't know when I'll do another video because I cannot move on my own. I must move in obedience to the Father. So outside of doing this, only my second video, I try to let my light shine when I'm out in the world and plant seeds in the world, and just be right when I'm out there in front of people. Like I said before, I know that people are always watching, okay? So you guys have a great evening. Bye.